Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with an FGO video and this will be a discussion type video. I'm just going to talk about the character that I might pick for the 6th anniversary. It's a long way ahead. I think we're probably going to get, obviously the 6th anniversary we're going to get it in like August or something like that. I think, yeah, August. So it's a long way ahead, like there's like 3 to 4 months. Still, I'm making this video because I've been thinking about this for a long time, because obviously we're going to get like a 5-star character, and which servant I'm going to pick here, I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I want your guys' opinion on this. And not only that, I'll also talk about the other servants that are here in the list, and which character, like I kind of did this in one of the previous, I think, occasions as well. When we got another five-star character, I made a video like this. So I'm going to do something like that as well, talk about the other servants and which one I prefer than the other, character, and divided by class. Anyways, it'll be a discussion type video, so let's begin. So first of all, I'm here in FGO wiki, fandom wiki, and I am going to go to the list. So here's the list. So okay, as you can see, there are how many? 32 servants. 32 servants here of different classes, and like obviously it's written here that free of charge, no strings attached. You're going to get this character when 6th anniversary comes in. So let's look at the servants. The first class is no, wait, before I talk about the servants, I'm going to say which ones I have my eyes on and which ones I'm struggling with, kind of deciding which character to pick. So there was like 2 servants I had my eyes on, but recently there's also another servant that I've put my eyes on, and I'm kind of struggling to think. 3 servants. Let me talk about them first. The first servant that I'm kind of deciding to pick is Artoria Saber. The second character is Moderate Saber, and the third character is Jinako. So these 3 characters I'm kind of struggling with, and I'm going to say why, and talk about why I'm trying to pick them, and you guys give your opinion on it, and tell me what do you think. And I'll also talk about the other servants as well. So let me talk about the servants that I have my eyes on first, then I'll go to the other servants. The first character, Artoria Pendragon. Obviously I have my eyes on because number 1, she is a character from Fate Stay Night, like one of the first OG characters, you could say. And she has been here forever, from the first day in FGO. I think she was there, and I still don't have her. Here's the thing, I probably wouldn't have picked her unless and until she got her skill buff that she got recently, I think. But she has become quite powerful now, because before she got the upgrade, I remember everyone saying was talking about how she was like one of the most weakest servant, in the whole game, and how she barely had any proper skills to kind of utilize her powers and stuff. So but then obviously she got, I think, an upgrade where you can change all of her command cards into Buster if you use that skill. I think it's something like that, correct me if I'm wrong. So that makes her quite powerful, very powerful. And she's like one of the she's really good now. That's the thing. And obviously the fact that she's Arthur Pendragon, Artoria, the OG character from Fate Stay Night, that is also another reason why I have my eyes on her. So there you go, that's the first reason. That's the reason for Artoria Pendragon, the first character. The second character, that is Moderate. This is a character who I have been thinking about recently, should I pick her or not. Moderate because I don't know, I just like her. That's the main reason. I don't know anything about her skills and stuff, but I just really like her. And another thing is that she also has a costume, that costume that she bore in Fate Apocrypha, which I really like. And if I get her character, if I get her, then I'll be able to use that costume. That's also another reason. So there's no like reason, like the only reason I have for picking her is just that I like her. But I also like Arthur Pendragon, so I feel like if I compare these two, then I'll just like I should pick Artoria because like yeah, but but let me like give your opinion to me, like your guys' opinion. Like I said, I don't know much about Mordred. I don't even know how like which situations is she like strong in or usable in. And so if you have to compare Artoria and Mordred just based on skills and usability, which one would you say is better? Like that's my question, because like I'll base everything on that. And the other character that I would like to pick is, as I said, Jinako obviously, because like like first of all, she's Ganesha obviously, and like me being an Indian, I'm kind of a little bit like biased towards that, and I would love to get her in my roster. And that's the first reason. Another reason is obviously because I think she's quite a good tank, and she can like kind of like stall a lot. So I'm not exactly sure where you in which situations you use Jinako, probably to stall. So let me know about that as well. If I should pick Jinako, like will I be able to use her, and will she be of any use if I just pick her? Um, so yeah, that's the main reason for me trying to pick Jinako. And as like and Jinako as well, I kind of like, I really like her, and her whole like I've seen her like like Ascension lines and all that, and she's very funny obviously, and that's also another reason. So I'm really struggling, like because like I can probably easily pick between Artoria and Mordred, but then the trouble will come when I'll have to pick between like Artoria or Mordred and Jinako. Which one will I pick out of these two? Like I can easily make a decision out of Artoria and Mordred. I don't think I'll have much problem with that. But then Jinako comes in, and I'm like, what should I do? Like, should I go for Jinako? Because like I can understand, like, and if I pick Jinako, it'll be solely based on that I really like her and she's like a Ganesha. It'll be solely based on that. But if I pick Artoria, obviously I like Artoria like plenty enough. But not only that, Artoria can be useful in certain situations. I think it's quite strong. So that's why I'm kind of thinking what to do and all that. So I don't know. Like, let me know in the comment section which one do you think I should. And like if you have like like any tips on how to, where these characters will be useful in which type of situations, let me know. I'm pretty sure Jinako is useful in stalling situations. Not exactly sure about Artoria. What is she good for? I'm guessing probably farming as soon as Koyanskaya comes in, and I don't know, like something like that. I'm guessing. Anyways, and also, what about Mordred? Is Mordred also kind of like Artoria? Like like what is she good for? These type of things. If you want to, let me know in the comments, and then I'll probably decide. Either way, now that we are like like completed with the characters that I have my eyes on, I'm going to talk about all the characters that are here and which one I prefer and which one I would like advise people to get if they try to decide. Obviously, I'm no veteran in FGO, so you should take my advice with a grain of salt. But I'll try my best to kind of talk about them from the little knowledge that I have. All right, Altera. I'm sorry, not Altera. Sorry, yeah, Altera. That's her name. Altera. So the first character is Altera, and I think, as far as I know, Altera is probably a really good AOE character. And I've like I remember everyone singing praises about Altera a lot, and people saying that, oh, Altera does like like I'm talking about previously when Artoria did not have that buff, that skill upgrade buff. Before that, people like were like, oh damn, Altera like is amazing. Like if I had to pick someone between Artoria and Altera, I'd always go for Altera, that type of thing. And yeah, as a character, Altera is obviously like like I'm sure like everyone likes her. The whole like like civilization, that thing, and like like in usability, like I said, as far as I know, she's a good like AOE character. That's all I know. Like I don't usually see Altera that much in my friend list nowadays. So yeah, and I'm guessing these characters, all the Buster AoE characters, are probably going to pop back up as soon as Koyanskaya comes in. Like she'll just boost them up so hard that everyone's going to start using the AoE Buster characters, that type of thing. So Altera, yeah, I think a good decision in out of the Saber, you know, section, but she wouldn't be my first choice. Like I said, my first choice would definitely be Artoria Pendragon, and then it will be Mordred, and then Altera. So yeah, like I guess I'm pretty sure everyone is going to, if they had to choose between Altera and Artoria, they would probably pick Artoria because of her buff and obviously because she's Artoria. So yeah, there you go. So that's that's the Saber class out of the way. I already talked about Artoria and Mordred, so I'm not going to talk about them anymore. All right, let's go to the Archer class. So you can see there's 4 characters here. Out of the 4 characters, I would say if I had to pick, I would pick Orion or Artemis, whatever you call them. I would pick her because I think her whole charm ability that she has and her single target damage is something that I would really want, because I've seen multiple situations where there's like a male servant, and I would need to hit that character hard, and like most of the time whenever that type of situation comes in, I always think that, oh, if I had Orion or Artemis with me, like I could have easily done this. But but I guess if you think about it like that, then I guess Uriel can very easily replace her. Yeah, like if you think about it like that, like Uriel can very easily replace Artemis, because Uriel is quite strong. Like I've used her using double Castoria, and she hits hard. She hits really hard, especially against male servants. And yeah, so yeah, if you think about it like that, I guess Uriel can probably do her job quite easily. But either way, my pick would definitely be Artemis, because I really like Artemis, and yeah, her whole dynamic with Orion is quite funny. So I would pick Artemis. The next character that I would pick would be, now here's where I would struggle, because I have no clue about Arjuna, Napoleon, or Tesla. These 3 have no idea about when you use them or what you use them. I barely even see Napoleon in my friend list. I don't even see Tesla nowadays. I sometimes see Arjuna in my friend list. I do use Arjuna sometimes, but obviously Arjuna, I think my next pick would be after Artemis would be Arjuna, because I think, I don't know, he's strong, but I don't know. I feel like Arjuna is, nowadays people don't usually use him. Like I feel like there's a lot more better replacement, like who does the same thing that Arjuna does, but in a better way. So yeah, so I'm not exactly sure, but I would pick Arjuna because Indian. And after that, I would probably pick Napoleon and then Tesla, because I have no clue what situations you use Tesla for. Napoleon, I have used him, and yeah, but let me know in the comments. So yeah, my choice would be Orion, Arjuna, Napoleon, then Tesla. All right, next class. All right, here is the Lancer class. Now, out of all these characters, now here's the thing, I'm going to talk about 2 things. First thing is that who I would choose based on my preference. The second thing would be who I would choose based on who is stronger, like who would be better usable in certain situations. The character I would choose, the sequence I would choose based on preference would be Artoria Lancer, then it would be Enkidu, then it would be Bradamante, then it would be Karna, because I already have Karna. Otherwise I would have picked Karna before Enkidu. This is my preference, keep in mind. However, if based on, I guess you could say, that strength and usability, I'm pretty sure everyone would choose Enkidu because Enkidu is strong, and he has quite a few skills which are very good. So I feel like Enkidu would be like the topmost if you had to choose out of all these characters based on like strength and all that. And then I think it would be Karna. Because I still see so many Karna, and Karna hits hard. He's very strong. I have Karna, I've used him, that's why I kind of know. And then I think everyone would probably pick Artoria Lancer and then Bradamante. I don't know why, but I don't usually see people picking Bradamante that much. Based on, like I said, based on usability or strength, that meta, whatever you call it. Based on that. Based on preference, I can see a lot of people picking Bradamante. And based on preference, I myself would pick Artoria Lancer because obviously that's Artoria Pendragon, and I always liked her Lancer version. So I would have picked her based on preference. So there you go. Now Artoria Lancer, as far as I know, she doesn't have that many she's not that unique. There's a lot of other characters who does her job pretty well, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And she's an AoE NP user. I think Buster, as far as I can remember. So yeah. Now, like I said, a lot of people would do the thing that she does pretty well. For example, I think Karna can do anything that Artoria Lancer can do pretty well, and I think Karna is even better. And yeah, so based on meta, Karna would definitely be above Artoria Lancer, I think. Either way, the next character, like I said, based on preference would be Karna, because obviously Karna is cool. Karna has a very cool skin as well. I love his skin so much. Not only that, he is very strong as well. And then based on preference, Enkidu, like I said, Enkidu has a very good set of skills. He hits hard, very hard. And yeah, there you go. And then Bradamante. I don't know much about Bradamante. I don't even know in which situations people use her. So that's why she's in the last. But yeah. So there you go. That would be my preference for the Lancer. Right. Rider. There's quite a few riders here. You can see. So let me see. Okay, again, I'm going to talk about preference and meta. My preference would be I would pick Drake. Based on preference, Drake would be my top. Then would be Europa. I don't know why, I kind of like her. Then would be Ozymandias, yeah. Achilles, then Med, and then Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl is in the end because I already have her. That's why. All the characters that I have would be in the end. That's my preference. Now, based on meta, I think everyone would probably choose either Ozymandias or Achilles. I think Ozymandias still reigns on top. I'm not exactly sure. But then a very good contender to Ozymandias is Achilles, and then everyone would probably pick Drake, I think. Yeah, Drake, and then they would pick maybe Europa. I'm not exactly sure here. Maybe Europa or Quetzalcoatl or Med. I'm not exactly sure. I think Quetzalcoatl, Med, and Europa would be the last choice. Before that, it would be Ozymandias, Achilles, Drake. Based on meta, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, as far as I know about all these characters, I know Quetzalcoatl very well. Quetzalcoatl is a strong servant, but I always had a problem with how low her Noble Phantasm hits. She hits hard. Her attacks hits hard. If you can crit her attack, it's crazy. She does crazy amount of damage by just hitting, the normal attacks. However, I feel her Noble Phantasm is extremely mediocre, or does very little damage for a single target Noble Phantasm. I don't know why. I always really didn't like using her Noble Phantasm that much because it hits so low. So who knows? Maybe I was doing something wrong. But for that, I don't usually use Quetzalcoatl nowadays. I just use my maid altar, Saber maid altar. Uh, and sometimes I use Quetzalcoatl when I need a buster rider. So there you go. So I know very much about Quetzalcoatl. That's my opinion on her. And all the other characters, Ozymandias is, I think, like a very good damage dealer. You know, he hits hard. He has like a very good set of skills. That's why he's like the top. Kyle's very similar, like, you know, like has good, very good sets of skill. He's a arts, not arts, sorry, a quick character, and his noble phantasm is also very good. If you pair him up with Gadi, I think he does even well. So yeah, so Ozymandias and Akai's I think are like the best options. And the rest of the characters, Drake, I think Drake is also a good contender because as soon as Koyanska is going to come in, I feel like Drake is going to get like that boost that she already, like, you know, like that would help her perform even well. And like AoE Noble Phantasm, you know, Rider, you know, like, so there you go. And the final three characters, which I'm not really sure about, like I said, I talked about Quetzalcoatl, Europa and Med. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about these two because I think Med is quite good, isn't she? Like, she has her whole charm thing that she does. I think Europa also has charm, doesn't she? I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, these two I'm not exactly sure. My preference would be Europa first because I kind of like Europa more than Med, obviously. But yeah, that's the rider section. No, right, the caster section. Now I feel like the caster section I'm the most qualified to talk about because I have each and every character in the caster section. It's wild. I have so many caster. You know, the casters love spooking me. You know, like Tamamo spooked me. Sanzang spooked me. And Anastasia spooked me. Sherazade, I got her deliberately. I just tried a few times in the Agatha banner, and she just popped out. And Waver, I got him from the free SSR ticket. I have every character in the caster section. It's wild. I have so many casters. Either way, like in preference, you know, like I have all of these characters. So if I had to prefer any of these characters, I would probably go for like NP2, you know, obviously. I would probably go for, I don't know. Like I have everyone, so who should I even go for? I would probably go for Sanzang. You know why? Because I have Sanzang at NP2. Like I can make her NP3 then. That's why I'm definitely going to go for her. Like this is the thing. Sanzang spooked me twice. That's crazy. Like I said, casters love me. And yeah, so yeah, I would go for Sanzang first because I can make her NP3. And then after Sanzang, I'd probably go for the Mamo, then Waver, and then Anastasia, and then Sherazade. Kind of like this, I'll go. Preference. Meta-wise, if you don't have any of these characters, obviously it's pretty obvious who you should get. Waver, you need him. You definitely need him, you know. Every account needs him. So no doubt about it, meta-wise, Waver is at the top. Then is Tamamo. Tamamo is really good. I've used her in so many different situations where she like saved me so many times. Her whole cooldown, like, you know, decreasing NP, like, you know, a little heal. Her skills, which decreases NP, you know, heals as well. You know, these skills are just so good to stall. Like I remember defeating who's that Woodine in Lost Belt 5 using Tamamo and Waver. Like Castoria wasn't introduced then, as far as I can remember. Castoria wasn't there in the game when I, like, you know, LB5 came out and I played LB5 and fought Woodine. I don't think Castoria was there. Like if Castoria was there, I would have used Castoria, I think. But since Castoria was not there, you know, I recently got my Waver from the SSR ticket, so I used Waver, Tamamo, and who else was there? I think I used Jun as well, as far as I can remember. I don't exactly remember who else I used. Like these three I used, and they kind of complemented each other pretty well. Like Tamamo, like just used with a Noble Phantasm, healed up all the characters. and kind of decrease Rodam's charm, charge once or twice, decrease the cooldown of all the characters, which helped me use the skills even more quicker. Jun had her her party-wise invincibility, which helped out a lot, and had her stun skill, and was quite tanky, while Waver obviously giving us the defense boost and the noble phantasm increase, and attack increase and defense decrease with his noble phantasm, stun, and yeah, so they kind of complemented each other very well. Like Tamamo just decreased the cooldowns. Waver and Jun used that to their advantage, and I think most of the characters Jun, Waver, and Tamamo, all three of them had maximum arts card, so that helped keeping the NP flow going on. It took a long time. I think it took me 50 minutes to defeat Wodain like this, but it was successful. So I was Tamamo's really good with her thing. So yeah, the first character is definitely Waver meta-wise, then Tamamo I would say, and after that I would go for Sanzang because she's a single target character, single target buster caster, buster caster. So I would go for Sanzang next, and then I don't know. Then meta-wise, I would go for, I don't know. I don't know that much about Anastasia because I recently got her. She spooked me. Out of Sherazade and Anastasia, I think both kind of do the same thing. Both are arts card user, and both have AoE NP, and both can do pretty well with Castoria. Like Sherazade was very, what can I say, people barely even used her before Castoria came in, but nowadays a few people use her with Castoria. So yeah, I would go for Anastasia first and then Sherazade maybe, I'm not sure. Anyways, but yeah, meta wise definitely Waver first, Tamamo then next, and then Sanzang, and then Anastasia and Sherazade. So there you go. All right, the next one, Assassin. It is these three. So if I had to pick based on preference, I would pick Osakabe Hime first, and then I would pick Li Xuan, and is that, yeah, and then Jack the Ripper. Reason why Jack the Ripper is in the end is because I already have her, and meta wise I would pick Jack first. No, I would pick meta wise. I'm kind of struggling. I feel like Osakabe Hime is very good, meta wise, and Jack is also quite good, but I don't really use her nowadays, because I have Karma, and Karma does Jack's job pretty well. She her crit star generation for Karma is crazy. So I think that is mainly the reason why I would not pick Jack meta wise. Everyone who has Karma can, I think, I don't think they need Jack. The one thing Jack does well is for females characters, she hits hard. Other than that, I don't see any other reason, because Jack's attacks are very low. She brings out quite a lot amount of crit stars, but her attacks are quite low. So that's why I always prefer Karma over Jack, because Karma has a lot of crit star generations and also hits hard. So if you have Karma, I would probably not go for Jack, I think. I don't know. So yeah, meta wise, I think I would go for Osakabe Hime first, then Jack, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about Li Xuan, what he does and what he does good. I'm not exactly sure, so I cannot say anything about him. So yeah, maybe Li Xuan first and then Jack, because like I said, Karma does Jack's job pretty well. So I don't know. But the reason why I'm going to go for Osakabe Hime first is I think she has a very good NP, support NP, and I've seen a lot of people talk about her, and she's quite good, I think. But either way, and so this is the only, I think that this is the only class that my meta and preference is kind of coinciding. Both meta and preference would be Osakabe Hime first. Why my preference is Osakabe Hime? Because I like her. I really like her. Her whole thing. And yeah, so there you go. Now Osakabe Hime was like a strong contender, I think. Like if Artoria and Jinako wasn't here, my I would go for Osakabe Hime. If like Artoria and Jinako wasn't in this list, I would go for Osakabe Hime. She was quite a big, like like big contender for character that I would choose. Anyway, so there you go. That was the assassin. All right, Berserker. All right, and this one, based on preference, I think I would go for Kuhulin. Kuhulin Berserker. I would go for him first. Preference. Then Vlad. Then Zhang Yu, and then Nightingale. The reason I have both Zhang Yu and Nightingale, that's why I don't need them. That's why I put Zhang Yu a little bit before Nightingale, because I think Zhang Yu's NP, if it increases, it would be better. So based on my preference, it would be Ku, Berserker, Vlad, Zhang Yu, and Nightingale. Based on meta, I think based on meta, Ku Hulin also wins. I'm not sure exactly, but he is like a very good character, especially in CQs. I think I think he has like a evade skill, a gut skill, I think, and his buster attacks hit very hard. His noble phantasm is extremely strong. So I've seen so many people use him, even nowadays. I've seen so many people use him in CQs. So I think he's very good in CQs. So I think meta-wise, everyone would go for Kuhul in Berserker as well. And then I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Vlad. I don't even know in which situations people use Vlad nowadays. Zhang Yu, I think he's good. He's quite good as a character. Like I think if you, his AOE quick noble phantasm is quite good. So who knows? I think meta-wise it would be Kuhulin, then Zhang Yu, then Vlad, and then Nightingale maybe. Like I'm putting Nightingale in the end because I feel like Asclepius can do Nightingale's job pretty well. And the problem with Nightingale is that she's a berserker. Like I don't even put her out nowadays because yeah, it's nice that I get a good heal. Like she has like a healing skill. She has like a noble phantasm that heals as well. But she dies so easily. It's actually like very difficult to keep her alive. So that's why I feel like as a healer, the berserker class doesn't help her that much. But there's one good thing that she has, which I've used a lot of times and it kind of works out a lot, is that her noble phantasm has an extra effect of decreasing enemy characters' noble phantasm strength, and it decreases it by a lot. So I have used her in multiple amounts of time where I need to decrease the enemy noble phantasm. I use her NP, so that helps. I think that's like one good thing that her skill kit and her noble phantasm kit has. Other than that, it's very difficult to keep her alive as a healer on the on field. So I don't usually use her that much. Nightingale was my first 5-star character, so I used her a lot before. Yeah. So there you go. So I think that's basically it. So meta-wise, Kuhul in first, then it would probably be Zhang Yu, then Vlad, and then Nightingale. Let me know your opinion. All right. The only character in the ruler is John D'Arc. So I think like if you want John D'Arc, you can get her, and she's very good. She's still very good. She's very tanky. She has her party-wise invincibilities, like NP that she uses, which helps out a lot. She has a skill which kind of stuns, and yeah, all in all, and since she's a ruler, she can tank very good. So all in all, she's a solid servant. So yeah. Now the next one in the alter ego is Sitonai. Now Sitonai, I think I don't exactly know where people use her for. Let me know. But I've seen a lot of people talk about Sitonai as well and how they use her. I think most probably they use her in does people use her in CQs? I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. So Sitonai, I'm not really sure. Like if you want Sitonai, obviously like she's Ilya, kind of. So I'm pretty sure, she's a lot of people will try to get Sitorai. And the final character obviously is Jinako, and like I said, I'm pretty sure Jinako is good at stalling situations and defensive situations. And as a character, I really like her. Jinako is very cute, and not only that, she is Ganesha, and me being an Indian, I'm a little bit biased towards her. So there you go. So that was these characters. I had a good discussion about them. Let me know your opinions about these, and if you want to give some extra things, extra pointers about all these characters which I probably missed or I don't know, let me know in the comment section. And also give your opinions on, like I said, which character I should choose. Okay, only give your I think I would probably go for, like I was saying, there was 3 characters I was struggling with. I've already made my decision. Out of Artoria and Mordred, I would go for Artoria. Yeah. So only out of Artoria and Jinako, who do you think I should go for? Who would be more useful in the long run, meta wise, and obviously preference wise? I'm very much struggling still. I have a few more months obviously to sit down and decide which I would go for, but preference wise I'm really struggling with Artoria and Jinako. Because another thing I need to think about is there's no other Jinako characters in this game. However, Artoria, there's plenty of Artoria. There's Artoria Caster, there's Artoria Saber, Maid Saber. There's plenty of Artoria. So Jinako being the only Jinako in the game is another thing that I need to think about. So I'm very much struggling with the preference part, but the meta part, let me know which situations are they good for. I can kind of guess Artoria. Like I said, she's probably a good AoE servant. As soon as Koyanskaya will come in, she'll probably hit extremely hard with her skills and all that. And I can kind of guess Jinako as well, stalling situations. But how will how much will they be useful in meta situations? Which one should I pick if I had to base everything solely on meta? Let me know. And the preference part, I'm going to struggle and think about it. And I think obviously preference will win by the end, but knowing the meta, knowing what they're useful for is going to help a little bit. Either way, that was it. That was my FGO video for this discussing about the characters that are going to come in the 6th anniversary free 5-star ticket. Which one you which character I'll pick. I had a good discussion about it. Let me know your opinions and which characters you will choose and go for. And yeah, so thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll be back with more FGO content in the future, and I'll Akihabara Explosion is going to come. I'm going to do my gameplay for that. In JP, Takasugi is going to come. I'm going to do my servant analysis and also the pole and the summoning in JP for that as well. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.